Style. Style is the answer to everything. A fresh way to approach a dull or dangerous thing. To do a dangerous thing with style is what I call art.
Hey you guys, welcome back to my channel. Refuge Tea here, my granny's closet, back with another video for you guys. How is everybody doing today? Oh my giddy-ons, you guys, how was your Christmas? Mine was just a huge blessing, and I couldn't have asked for just the best family gatherings and get-togethers in all my years, and this was just a blessing. Before we get into today's video, because I feel like I haven't done this in a really long time, let's get into today's admin and intro. If you don't know, now you know. You can find me on Pinterest, Instagram, and Facebook, all underneath my Granny's Closet 3Gs. If you are interested in purchasing any of the items that I do make and sell from my farmer's market, I also do post availability, pricing, and shipping information on my Facebook page. Now, if you guys are interested in more of a casual setting, I do have a Facebook group page. It is called My Granny's Closet 3Gs. No spacing, just to add the S at the end. That is where we go to congregate and conversate about all things yarny and crafty goodness. If you guys have questions about a pattern, we ask that please don't post any pictures of paid for patterns. Please and thank you. If you guys have finished objects, we do have a finally finished Friday, which I will be posting today later on, and show you some things that I have finished that I've been working on for about 3 years now. If you are new here or a returning subscriber, thank you for joining me today. You're wonderful. You're wonderful. I really do appreciate each and every single one of you guys. Have no idea. And I will get into many more things later on. So let us continue on this intro. T-shirt of the day. You guys, I am finally able to wear my oversized XL Christmas wreath marble head t-shirt that Rose from Rose Likes Crochet gifted me when I went out to Chicago on my trip to Rhinebeck. All right, guys, let us get into today's video. It is a recap on everything this year that has occurred in my life. Now, I've gone through so much this year. I've gone through what felt like defeat for my farmer's market. It's steadily decreased in sales and decreased in foot traffic. So it kind of felt like I was just going downhill. I encountered some difficulties and difficult people during the market, which has been a higher rate than normal for me as a vendor and a farmer market vendor. So it was just unusually higher increased in that area where I had to deal with, just argumentative, disgruntled, and, rude people. I have experienced loss this year. I have experienced gain of friendships this year. I have experienced pain and suffering, and I have experienced just joy as well, because with pain and suffering come joy and happiness, and those two things combined balance each other out. And I just wanted to go over a lot of the things, not just me personally growing or having the growth that I absolutely needed this year by starting this YouTube channel and encountering and talking and meeting some of you amazing people. It helped me get to where I am today mentally and emotionally. So all your prayers, your encouragement, your comments, things that you have said to me here on this channel and in the comments section down below, and even those that have reached out to me via email or Instagram and Facebook, thank you so much. I really do appreciate it. You're wonderful. You're wonderful. Let's get into this, because we have about a page and a half that we gotta get through. What I've accomplished this year. I started YouTube. I remember early on, I had been talking with Rose from Rose Likes Crochet, and I was like, what should I do? I mean, how should I talk? It was just, I didn't know what I wanted to do. For the past 4 years, I'd been saying I wanted to start a channel, and my husband's like, well, start one. And I was like, he asked me, what am I going to talk about? And I didn't know. I was like, a little bit of everything, I guess, kind of. And I know I really wanted to do a channel about markets and vending because there's not a lot about that out there. There is more so now than before when I started, then you know, more and more people started vlogging about their experiences and the things that they've gone through and their events and stuff. So I was like, well, I want to join the bandwagon. I want to be a part of that. So maybe that will be my niche. But when I started out, it was kind of all over the place. And it was so funny because I was watching Rose from Rose Likes Crochet. She was the one that kind of tooted my horn for me, and she blasted it out there. And so I met Z through Rose, and Rose was like, hey, you know, you remind me a lot of Z. And I was like, really? I knew who Z was because I'd been following Z and Rose for the longest time. It was Rose, Crystal from Bag O' Day, Krista from The Secret Yarnery, Lisa from Happy Duck Creations, Claire from Claire Crochets, I believe it is, but it was previously, let's see, Bob Wilson 123, and OVW and Z. Those were the top ladies and the only ones that I had watched, and I limited my you know, my bubble to just that. I didn't expand. I thought it was just them. But I do believe Bob Wilson, OVW, and Crystal from Bag O' Day, I do believe that they were like the OGs, and Z, because Z's had her channel for like 15 years, I think, maybe 17. But I remember in the beginning, Rose was just like, hey, you guys got to check out this girl. She's really cool. She's kind of all over the place, but she's fun to watch. And I was like, oh my gosh, Rose from Rose Likes Crochet just talked about me on her video. And I was so excited. And I was like, oh my gosh, this is crazy. So meeting her for the first time, somebody who helped me get my name out there. And then, of course, like I said, I met Z. And me and Z are just like the same kind of people. So I'm like, it's dangerous when we get together. You imagine every single one of us getting together and getting into some mischief. Ooh, that would be some bad. But yeah, so I started my YouTube channel asking Rose, what should I do? And she was just like, well, be yourself. And I got that from a couple other people. And I was just like, okay, be yourself. I think I can do that. I can definitely do that. And what turned out to be something that I wanted for, you know, information for you guys, turned out to be a little bit of advocacy for others. I was able to help other women with ADHD or their children with ADHD. I do have, my oldest son is ADHD. It's a different kind from mine. And I learned how to help him by how my mom helped me, and the obstacles that she went through and the things that she had to endure and go through and face, and the meetings and the doctor's appointments in order to get me the help that I needed. And I thought, you know what, my mom, you know, beat feet to the ground, helping me get doors open so that I can get the help that I needed to help me ultimately graduate from high school and to get me to that point. And I did go to college. So my mom did good, you know? So I wanted to take that and help my son with it. And so I had a great example, and I just wanted to get that information and help everybody out who had that. And one of the cool things about my crochet business is that it helps me calm down. I read a lot. I crochet tons. I have many other likes, but those two things, reading and crocheting, which I can do at the same time. No, not just audio. Now listen, it was funny because my daughter yesterday was just like, Mom, you're finally doing just one thing today. You're not doing more things than once. I said, I know, Mama, I know. But I was crocheting while we watched a movie. I do listen to music while I'm reading, while I crochet, but I need the background music or noise, so I have the TV on. I know. It's crazy, but that's just sometimes how I need my brain to quiet so I can focus on actual words that I'm reading and focus on the actual project that I'm working on. It's the strangest thing. It's just so much. But through this channel being vocal about my disorder, which I really think that instead of saying attention deficit hyperactive disorder for for ADHD, I really think that we should come up with another word, because it is something that's extremely distracting. I get my bouts of where I'm comatose. I just can't move. I can't get up. It's not that we're lazy, you guys. It's that we get to this point because we're going so fast for so long. We get to that point to where we come down and we crash. And it's difficult to do that. And it happened with me here on YouTube. I'm so gung-ho about certain things that I just need to, go, that it just comes crashing down, and I don't want to vlog. I don't want to talk to anybody. I need my space. I need to just, lie down, be there, and not do anything. No reading, no crocheting, no watching movies. It's just lying there. No music, nothing. And that's the reality for folks like me, and folks like us, everybody out there who does have ADHD. Crochet does provide a significant amount of calming for me, and that is what my grandmother taught me. And if you saw my last Friday video, my dedication video to my grandmother, that is one of the reasons why she taught me to crochet, and I talk about that more in that video. So if you're interested, I'll post that link down below and you guys can watch my Friday video. Aside from talking to everybody out there, I have connected with so many people and had friends. Now, growing up, being ADHD and the oddball out, always the strange one, always the one that makes the weird noises, does the weird moves, and because you can't help but expel that energy, and it's got to come out either verbally or physically. So it was difficult to make and keep friends, because everybody thought, oh, that skinny girl, from from Mrs. Owen's class or something, and she's so weird. And that was me. So my parents put me in a lot of sports, and even then I was still super hyperactive, still really, moving a lot. My friends were normally my sister's friends. So I was the tag along. I mean, I did have friends, but they could only handle me for so long. So I would call them my sometimes friends. I would invite people to my birthday parties, and it was usually the people that were loners like me. I would sit at, the school called it the loner table. You had the popular table, the cool kids table, the sports people table, which was always empty with their junk because they would be in the field or on the blacktop, playing basketball or throwing the football or playing soccer. You guys understand. In the 80s, it was very cliquey, very cliquey. Now, even so, I mean, I don't know what schools are now, but my son and my nieces do tell me about stuff like that as well. So you have the cool kids group, the cheerleader, the jocks, and that's more in high school. But in elementary school, when I went, it was so cruel. I don't know about now, because there's so many advocacies against bullying, and they're on top of it a lot more. That back then it was kind of like dog eat dog, It was really rough. So I didn't really have a lot of friends. So going into this, I didn't really expect to connect with so many people, to meet so many amazing people that have, made the journey to go to my farmer's market if they live in Southern California. Meeting Rose, and I have a 6-hour layover in Chicago, and meeting so many more. Barbara, Debbie, Jenny, Dolores, Myra, Z, meeting all of you folks, Kim, Vicky from Vicky Got You Hooked, Kim the Crafty Nomad, and just Pam from Pam Crochet and Knit Corner. Just so many amazing people. And if I forgot to mention you, please forgive me. But I've encountered people on my Instagram. I just appreciate it. It was always hard for me to maintain friendships because of my ADHD. So when I had my Christmas party for the ornaments and everything earlier this month, my family kind of got a little bit emotional. They were like, we're so proud of you. You have friends. And I was like, I know. It was just like, for someone that struggled so much with, self-esteem, self-worth as a child, and then growing up to be married with 3 children, still struggling. Sometimes I'm a homebody because, you tend to, when you have those experiences, grow up with a guard around your heart. And I'm here to tell you guys, reaching out and talking and, going out of your comfort zone and meeting new people. My husband's always telling me, hey, why don't you socialize? Why don't you meet new people? Even at church, he's like, stop looking like that. Because I have that resting crochet face. And he was like, you have that, like, stay away from me stamped on your forehead wherever we go. I don't mean to do it. It's just that, you get into your focus. And that is my guard up, because I don't want to be too expressive. And sometimes it's kind of like, well, why hide yourself? It's not hiding myself. I'm just learning to control my behavior. So I want to thank you guys from the bottom of my heart. Everybody who has commented about their own situation, and people who have messaged me on Instagram and Facebook saying, hey, guess what? I've always wondered if I was ADHD. I finally got diagnosed. And it's like, praise the Lord, they thank me, but it's really not me. I'm allowing the Lord to speak through me to talk about such a crazy, situation that I grew up with, and a disorder that I continually struggle with. Even as adult women, we struggle. Like I said, we get those moments where all we want to do is just be left alone. And you kind of get into the depressed bout. And really, it's just lying in the fetal position, waiting for it to pass. And it can take days for you to come out of it. And it's really difficult. Like, I was staring off into space one time, and people were like, hello, hello, hello. My sisters are used to it. My mom is used to it. Even as a woman struggling when you get older, that's why it's important for you guys to take time. If you have families or busy jobs, responsibilities that take a lot of your time, it's very important for you guys to take that time to do something for yourself, to relax. Our minds as ADHD women, especially with, familial or business or work demands, we get work overload. Now, as moms and wives, we tend to have more on our plate and wear so many hats that it's just difficult to try and hit the ground running. And that's basically what we do. But we still have the parachute attached, and we're struggling. But we're staying on our feet, ladies. We're staying on our feet, because we can't do it without God's grace. So I just want to thank you guys for letting me know those things. Letting me know that, my ramblings are not for naught, So I appreciate you reaching out to me, letting me know that I have helped or encouraged you in some sort of way, because those words encourage me as much as you feel that I do that for you. You guys do that for me tenfold. Next up, I have traveled to Rhinebeck. I've traveled to Chicago, to New York. I've met people that I've known for several years for the first time, and thank you guys for making that possible. I just wanted to express my deepest thanks, my appreciation, and my blessings and prayers to you guys for purchasing the bundles and the tea jars and the mason jars that I make. Thank you so much for being available and ready and willing to support somebody that you've only known for several months. I have only been on YouTube for 10 months now, and at first I was not in it for the subscribers at first, and still I should amend. I'm not in it for the subscribers. I'm not in it for the money. I'm not in it for, the boastfulness of it. I'm in it so that I can step out of my shell, do something that I know that can impact and affect and help inform other people about whether it's, a disorder, a disease, or a, farmer's market, vendor events. that is why I started the channel, and I didn't expect so much love and compassion, but I really should have, because that is how I feel about the YouTubers that I watch. You know, the women that have encouraged me without realizing it, the other crocheters and all the other artists out there that I watch on YouTube that I feel that has been there for me without even realizing it. So I guess I should have expected it. I just didn't think, because of my mentality with my, you know, the way that I think about myself, that I deserved it. But, you know, it's okay. God gives me grace, and sometimes he shuts me up a little bit when I get that comment like, hey girl, you're doing a great job. And you know, it just, I enjoy it. So thank you for allowing me to go to Rhinebeck and going and helping me out purchasing items so that I can travel. I appreciate it. You guys are amazing. You're dedicated, and I don't know what I would do without you amazing set of people. Another thing that is on the list is that I tend to start something and that's it. Like, I start like creating something and it doesn't come out the way I want it to. I kind of just like, or I make one, I sell it, and then I don't make another. Like I did with my, let's see, it was my Kelpie vest. I made one, I sold it before I can write the pattern down, and that was it. But I have pictures of it. Like my Siren Song pond shawl. It just keeps, I want to make so much stuff. I want to create so many things. I just don't have the mindset or the energy or capacity to entertain, to continue on that. It's kind of a difficult thing for me to stay focused on. And I used to do that all the time when I first started my business. So I made one thing, oh, and that's it. I sold out of it. And everybody, my mom, my sister's like, you should make more, you should make more. They sold so well. I was like, you know. And I remember having this comment or question in the comment section down below. It was just, somebody was like, how do you keep yourself from getting bored with the things that you make? And I'm like, you keep switching it up. And that was my problem. I switched it up too many times and I didn't revisit a lot of the things. So I created a schedule. I created a set pace for myself, and I created a set of patterns that I stuck to, that I knew that I wouldn't get bored of, that I knew that could keep me motivated, and that I knew would help me to stay focused and keep going. So the keychain lip balm holders, the key fobs, things like that, that helped me. What's new this year? What did I create new this year? Well, I didn't create personally, but I did make these items in bulk for the first time this year. So the granny square poncho, now I didn't create the pattern. I just followed along on some tutorials in different, you know, different areas. And with Jada's stitches, Jada in Stitches, her way of connecting the panels, the key fobs, I watched a tutorial. Now I did do hit and miss. Some were not up to par. I needed to correct some things, and I learned along the way, and I found a way of doing the key fobs on my own where it works for me and it doesn't, you know, mess anything else up. The triangle shawl with the tassels. Now, again, the same thing. I saw a YouTube video where a girl was just displaying her display for a vendor event. I commented, hey, what are those triangle shawls with the tassels? She was like, oh, they're just granny square ponchos or shawls that I added tassels to at the end. I was like, is there a pattern? She said, no, it's just freehand. Just do a granny square shawl and add the tassels. And I was like, okay, let's do it. So I tried it and it worked out. Keychain lip balm holders is another thing that I started at the beginning of this year. Now, last year for Christmas, I did take an entire month off, and I went back to the farmer's market in beginning of January of last year. And this summer actually marks, this July marks 1 year that I have been at this farmer's market. The keychain lip balm holders, the coasters, okay, the floral coasters, the cup holders, The travel kits, those were all brand new at the beginning of this year for this farmer's market after my mom and I took a 1-month hiatus. And I was really excited because people were asking, what are these? What are these? What are those? What are those? And I was just like, oh, those are keychain lip balm holders. You put your chapstick, your lipstick. My mom's like, hey, you put your lighter in there. So I can't tell you how many guys would come back and be like, my buddy likes my lighter holder. I was like, okay. And they would come in and buy, handfuls. So, having a small item worked out for me. The next thing that I did create was the mason jars, the glass mason jars. Now I started out with the tea and the coffee, and that was it. But the coffee was in a jar by itself, and then the tea was in actual clear tea glass cup. And it had the coasters underneath it with, it was a little honeycomb stir and a couple of things, tea bags, and the cup cozies, or the cup coasters. And that was it for the tea. It didn't have the revamped look that I have it now. And slowly but surely it progressed to what I have now. So I have the boba now. I have the coffee still in the same jar. Not the same jar that it originated in. Once I changed that jar, it became something that people were just like, this is awesome, And then I did the larger mason jars for the tea. And then I did the mangoñada. Now I have, the Christmas jars. And it's just the boba that goes on and on and on and on. On and on and on. It just... So those are the things that I did create new this year. Last thing that I did create that has just blown up, and it's again thanks to you guys, my project bundles. You guys call them the refuge bundles. That is really cool. I'm going to adapt to it because I think it's pretty cool. So you guys are awesome, for being so dedicated and so supportive of my business. You guys are the heart of my business. Thank you so much for supporting it, and I appreciate it. What's in store for next year for the farmers market and for my business? I don't really know. But I know that I'm going to tread lightly. My mom does have surgery at the end of February. So being by myself at the farmers market, I can handle it. I can do it. However, I won't be able to leave my booth space unless I have somebody watching it for me. Now, I do have amazing other vendor friends that are there, a good community of people that would watch out for my booth while I walked away to use the facilities, or for any reason at all. They would help me out in that area. Now, my business, I will continue to run my business as I have been doing, to balance it with my family and with the farmers market and my YouTube channel here. I will continue to try my best not to fall into a slump, and to get as much content out there as I can. Now, 10 months in, I have just been so floored by the amount of outpouring of love and encouragement, like I said, you guys, that it keeps me motivated, keeps me going. I often shut social media out. I don't really like to be on my phone too much. So having an overload of senses of being on my phone while having to post on my YouTube, my Facebook, and my Instagram, it's not a lot of social media, but it takes a lot of time. So I'm going to try my best not to get drowned in it. And if I do, I promise I will let you guys know, hey, I'm in an ADHD slump. I will be back soon. I need to get my mind right. I need to, just focus on my family and them helping me get through, the little divots that I encounter along this disorder and journey. So I will be sure to let you guys know if I need a break or not. Now, for the farmers market, it has been slowly decreasing in sales for me. On Saturday, though, I was so completely blessed. Right off the bat, a woman walked in. She bought 2 shawls. She was like, which one do I get my friend? I was like, oh, I like that one. She was like, okay, but I'm going to buy this for myself. And she was just like, you know, it was a blessing to have that. And then a lady came in because her daughter liked one of the shawls that I had. She bought that shawl for her daughter. And then, you know, people came in buying mason jars and small things little by little. And I encountered the most amazing, sweetest, complimentary customers and people that came into my booth and just were like, this is awesome. We love your style. People took my business card and they were like, oh, I'm definitely keeping this for a birthday. So it was, or other holidays. So it was just really a blessing on Saturday. There was a significant increase in sales. So I'm thankful and blessed to be able to say that this past Saturday was an amazing farmer's market. Now, a lot of my other vendor friends were like, hey, you know, if you want to come, you can come. Because I was just like, how is next Saturday? Is there a flow? And they're like, no, because everybody's out of town. Everybody's with their family. There's no traffic. It's always dead. Just the usual customers that come to buy from the farmers. And that's it. And I'm like, okay. So I talked to my mom. We definitely need to break from the farmer's market. So I'm not going to the market this Saturday. But for future markets, I intend to cut my days shorter. It might be every other Saturday for me after my mom has her surgery. My arthritis started showing its ugly head the first cold break that we had. My hands are hurting. I started feeling it in my feet, my toes, my ankles, my hips. It just started to travel up. And believe it or not, I get pain in my ribs and in my back. In the last day or two, it's been right just in between my lower lumbar and my rhomboids, which is between your shoulder blades and your lower back muscle. That strip of, it feels like somebody punched you in the back. So my shoulders, I think the only place that I haven't felt the little ache and creeping in of pain is my elbows, which I'm praising the Lord about because I kind of need those to do this, you know, crochet. So the most pain that I've been feeling is in my feet and my hands right now. The back pain has started to recede, but this year, and it's because it's unusually colder than normal this winter for us Southern Californians. So I'm going to be staying on. My husband's like, did you take your vitamins? Did you take your moringa? Do that right now. And I do my matcha tea every morning because, you know, matcha helps your digestive system, and it helps with a lot of, it's got a lot of health benefits. And I put my turmeric tea in there and it helps with inflammation. Anything that reduces inflammation, I take. So I'm going to be on top of that this year. But for next year as well, one big thing that I have that I'm looking forward to is my birthday is February 11th. Now I am going to open up a P.O. box, but specifically for this, okay? And then I'm going to shut it down after. At our church, we have this ministry called Justice Matters, and it's for human taken without your will and being moved to another part. That's the best way I could say it without triggering the algorithm and getting in trouble for it. But we have monthly meetings, and they're called at-risk meetings once a month, every third Sunday of each month. We have resources, monthly vlog, a referral hotline and information, and my pastor's wife, Kelly, who you can contact for more information about at risk for the Justice Matters human taken without your will and traveling. I would like to, now I have to still talk to my pastor about it and see what are things that we can do to donate to these people that have been taken without their approval and traveled, and see, because for Christmas time, during the event that I had at our church, they did a donate lip gloss to the at-risk ministry. And they give them to the, you know, the people that have been recovered from these situations. and my church is a huge advocate for it, and also, you know, children in, or the family and people in Rohingya. So I was like, you know, I want to do something to help with that as well. So for the month of February, and just for the month of February, I am going to open up a P.O. box so that if you guys would like to donate, you can donate the item that I will be announcing that we can donate strictly for the at-risk ministry at my church. Included with that, I will be doing a live. Okay, we'll be doing a live, and I will be selling my mason jars. I will be selling my project bag bundles, and any person who orders a project bag bundle or a mason jar, $5 of each of those items will go into donating towards the at-risk ministry, and you will get a free keychain lip balm holder from me as a thank you for being such an amazing person. Now, for security purposes, I won't be posting the link down below to my church, but I will be in February giving as much information about the program as possible. I will show you proof that it is a real program, and it is, you know, it is something that we at our church are very passionate about. They do once a month, like I said, meetings. They have resources, and they have helplines, 3 or 4 of them, that you can use to contact people to help you if you know somebody or at risk of, you know, being taken without your permission and traveling. Then you can use those numbers and contact those people, and I will post those numbers down below as well. But that is what is happening for me this year, what had happened and gone on this year as well. The obstacles that I went through, the tragedy and the trials and the triumphs that I continue to go through, and I will continue to go through, but all by the grace of God. This new year coming up, I cannot wait to see what the Lord has in store for me and my family and my business. All I know is the plans that I'm hoping to get to will be prosperous and flourish because I trust and I have faith. So you guys have an amazing day. Thank you for joining me today. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. Have a blessed rest of your Friday, a blessed rest of your weekend, and I will see you next time. Peace out. If you are new or a returning subscriber, kind of forgot what I was trying to say. If you are new here, a returning subscriber, I think I need water. Or, you know, to meet up with me like Rose when I have a 6-hour, you know, overlay. What is it called? Overlay? Layover. Layover. My appreciation. So I've created more patterns outside of my beanies. I am, that is like a mouthful. Siren Song Punch-all. I can't. I sound like one of those announcers. It's the Siren Song Punch-all. Display for a vendor event. I felt like I was saying a lot. The keychain. Sounds like a name. Hey, Keychain, get over here. So the keychain. I keep saying keychain. The keychain. You can't do it. You guys have a blessed rest of your fly day. Have a best rest of your fly day. Bye.